Final thing that love requires is cost. Say cost. This is the part we really, really, really don't like. Because every other question in this series so far pays you back, but this one might not. In fact, asking, answering, and acting on this question may actually make your life more inconvenient, more uncomfortable, more sacrificial. It may cost us our pride, it may cost us our time, our comfort, our being right, our winning the argument. And man, that's a hard one for me, because ask my wife, I like to be right. Right? Who doesn't? But love doesn't seek to win arguments, it seeks to protect the relationship. Paul says love doesn't fly off the handle, doesn't keep score of the sins of others, doesn't revel when others grovel, takes pleasure in the flowering of truth, puts up with anything, trusts God always, always looks for the best, never looks back, but keeps going to the end. And this is why this question isn't for the faint of heart. I know this is hard. It's so unnatural for us. So before you react, before you over-respond, before you remind that person of where they've messed up or their past or their sins, before you walk into the house ready for a fight, before you get out of that car, ask yourself the question, what does love require of me? And maybe for some of us that may mean right after the service, you need to walk into the kitchen or the bedroom and say, I'm sorry. I spoke last week about how often I end up having to apologize to Jess because I'm such an idiot most of the time. For others, it may mean you need to send a text. Maybe you need to rebuild a bridge. Maybe you need to soften your tone. Even if you did nothing wrong, like Jesus. Even if you're right, like Jesus was right when he knelt to wash Judas's feet. Because being right is not always what love requires. And like I said, I know this is not easy. I know that you're afraid. I'm afraid. Because what if you love and they don't love you back? What if you sacrifice and that sacrifice is not returned? What if you extend grace and they abuse it? I get it. And if all of this feels impossible, good. Because without God, it is impossible. And it would be impossible if Jesus hadn't gone first. So let me close with this. Philippians 2, though he was God, he did not think of equality with God as something to cling to. Instead, he gave up his divine privileges. He took the humble position of a slave and was born as a human being. And when he appeared in human form, he humbled himself in obedience to God and died a criminal's death on a cross. Though he was God, if anyone had a right to be right, though he was God, and in fact the better translation in Hebrew is because he was God, he did not cling to his rights as God, but gave up himself for our sake. You see, this wasn't just a one-time act. This is who God is. It's his nature, a God who gives himself away. And on the cross, Jesus showed us love in full color, bloodied, broken, and costly, so costly. The same Jesus who knelt with a towel, hung on a tree with nails, the same hands that washed feet were pierced for sinners, for enemies like you and me.